started the recording now. For those of you that don't want to be recorded, unfortunately, you have to leave the meeting. So, with that said, hello and welcome to everyone. Today we have a pretty interesting topic, and it is how we are going to solve 3 use cases at the same time from postcesa.org. The use cases are general information and news publishing, and then we have the provisioning of content from our library, and also search and client-intensive features. And with us today we have Martin that will be presenting. So with that said, you can just go ahead, Martin.
Yes, thank you, Fredrik. Can everybody hear me from the meeting room?
Yes.
Good. Yeah, so yeah, as Fredrik mentioned, I'm going to be showing the solution. It's kind of a solution to tackle all our services and more specifically make them answer on the same host. And to do that, we're going to use a reverse proxy. But before I explain what that is and more about the solution, I would like to specify the problem that we are currently facing a bit more. So let me just share my screen here. Yes. We have some services in our production environment, and we have presented this before. This is the tool we use to search our PCA library, and as you can see, this is not the most beautiful URL. This is an auto-generated URL we get from Azure. So we would like to change that into something beautiful, like postcesa.org that we really like. But the problem isn't this site alone. If I just search for some term here and select one of these, we see we get another host name here. These host names are not the same. And this is a bigger problem than the last one, because as you can see here, this is the actual IRE describing the term. So when people are looking in the database, this is what they find. And we really want them to be able to navigate this link to get information about these terms. We want them to be navigated well by humans using this HTML page, and also for application that can use maybe the turtle representation to like programmatically get information about these terms. We kind of solve this today by using relative links. So like we say that this is the only thing that's important. That way I can click on this here, and yeah, I will navigate to this different URL, even though this term really should be served on postcesa.org. So as you can see, if I copy this now, instead of clicking it, if I click it, I will use relative URL. But if I copy it, open a new page, and I will navigate to this, I will get 404. This is not the valid URL, the actual term that I tried to copy paste into the browser. So it seems quite easy. We just need to host these terms on postcesa.org. But here we again have something else. We have our main web page. It renders really smoothly on my page. It's just the Teams link that causes this, FYI. So we have 3 pages here. We have the search page, the terms, and we have this this home page of ours that we use to navigate all the different services. And especially this one, it would be really nice if that's served on postcesa.org, since we already have so much data. And this is like our main page. Some people know about this URL. If we can't find a good solution to this, we might need to change this URL. But we're hoping that we can make all these 3 serve on the same host name. And to do that, we're going to use a reverse proxy. And we discussed the term proxy a bit in the team, like what that means and how to explain it. So I Googled it, and proxy means something like to act on someone's behalf. That the Norwegian term would be stedfortreder. And this is exactly what a proxy is in computer business as well. Usually it is for a client that will go out on the internet, but instead of going to the wild internet all alone, he will talk to a proxy, and then the proxy will do some security measure before the client goes out on the internet. And then we have the term reverse proxy, which is something that's in front of the server. So people cannot talk to the server directly. They need to talk through the proxy. And this is what we've been doing here to create the reverse proxy. So all the requests go to the reverse proxy, and based on the path that goes on the end here, we will decide which backing store we will go towards. Yes, and I don't know if Fredrik mentioned it, but this is an early demo, so we don't have this in our production environment, and we might need to do some breaking changes. So currently we have isolated this as much as we can in the development environment to experiment a bit and see if we can manage to get this to work. And the URL for our new front door, we have created a DNS entry that's called dev.postcisa.org. So if I go to this, it hopefully looks familiar. This is an exact copy of what is in the production environment, or not a copy, it's actually a proxy towards the actual postcisa.org. And here we can navigate these links, and we are still on this proxy page, and we can go to our library. This is a decision we made really fast, that we're going to serve the search tool from the library entry. It might be that we need all references to all the library here as well. So if anyone has any feedback about that, we would appreciate it. Since this is at an early stage, if we get feedback now of where we should put things and what's more useful for you, we will appreciate that feedback. So here we can search our terms like we did before, and we are still on this same page. And of course, when we release this into our QA environment, which is where Draga is currently posting, this will be qa.postcisa.org. And when we finally are happy with our solution, this will be postcisa.org. And all the 3 backing services will be hosted from postcisa.org. And hopefully it won't turn as confusing. At least I find it today. So that's our end goal. And yeah, the way forward is that we will hopefully get this through all the 3 environments, and then this for the API users, they will still find our Swagger page here. Like that will be the new page where we want our API user to go, but we will still serve our API at the old URL, and this will work. But only for 1 iteration or 2, and then we will take a discussion with the people using our all URLs, and we will remove them. When it comes to the user interface, if some of you remember these URLs, we will create a message on these old pages, giving a link to the new. That you can't actually use this here. You need to go to dev.postcisa.org/library. Or in the production environment, you need to go postcisa.org/library. But we will create a helpful message here. You can navigate to the new pages. Yes, that's it for me. Back to you, Fredrik. Maybe you can say something like any question. Jan has a question already.
Yeah. Yes, you kind of answered one of my questions, if whether the APIs will behave in a similar way when you have the proxies, but I think you answered that. What about the services PostGIS already have with LoadView and I think there is a Sparkle endpoints, maybe more than one. Will they work the same way through the proxy, or?
I hope that I can manage to like merge those pages into this new solution, and that this will be as smooth. But currently they are not served at postgciso.org. They have a subdomain, rds.postgciso.org, and also you have data.postgciso.org. So you have some subdomain that kind of avoid these problems, and we can link to those. But if this works well for this solution, that will be the first iteration for us, but then we will try to merge those pages into our page to get like more wholesome solution. Is that the word?
Yeah. Holistic, at least.
Yeah. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Comments and concerns are also welcome.
Yeah, and I think this looks promising, as long as we kind of get a holistic or consistent travel through, and the data is trickling the way back to the end users, and there is not too much lags in between here. I don't know how. In details, at least, how a proxy handle the loads if we start using big data or larger data sets. I don't know.
Yeah, and so we're using Azure Front Door for this, and I never used it before, but at least it claims that it has a lot of options for caching and making this smooth. The front door is meant to be like, the front door that can serve a lot of requests while protecting the backing stores for more traffic. So,
and I guess it's a big port, kind of, so it can host a whole hotel in the back of the portal. A gate.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's the meaning behind the word. So I showed this to Maria, my wife, yesterday, and she claimed that this was, she didn't get the point at all. It was so simple. Obviously, all these should be at the same URLs. And she had more question about why we bothered to create it on 3 different URLs in the first place. So I tried to convince her that this was pretty difficult. At least there was some corner cases needed to be solved here, but I didn't manage. You just have to trust me. It's really difficult.
Yeah. Very good.
Anything else? If not, we can finish early. It's Friday, so everyone can have 15 minutes to do whatever they need to do.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much. Thanks for a good presentation.
Yep. Very good. I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Next weekend.
Bye.
Have a nice weekend.
Det blev från Alice tatt opp.